I'm Andrea. I've been a PhD student for 4 years in this department now. And I think that there was a real turning point in my experience in academia, and that was back in summer 2020. With George Floyd's murder, Kemi mentioned it, I had the feeling that I had to start doing something. And so there were many conversations in the department, a lot of them with Deshane, who's been more than a friend, has been a light at the end of the tunnel, but many other people like Wayne, Kemi, a lot of people that are in this room right now. And we decided to do something. And this is one of the things that we did at the James West Scholarship. I thought that the most interesting thing that I could do is give you a perspective that is entirely personal to me of this scholarship. And so for this, I have to introduce myself a little bit. As I said, I'm Andrea. I'm a final PhD student. Before this, I did MSc in engineering physics at the University of Liège, back in my hometown, where I did my master thesis at the University of Cambridge. Then I did the BSc. Before that, sorry, I did a BSc in engineering, still at the University of Liège. And I'm now the newly appointed, trying to fill Deshane's big shoes, chair of the Black Doctoral Network. The Black Doctoral Network is this network that we created back in summer 2020, where we tried to provide a sense of community to Black PhD students at Imperial, because we thought that it was lacking and needed. There are still things that are lacking and needed, but this is one other thing about myself, is I tend to be very negative when I talk about race. I promised myself not to do that, and to, today's a good day, we're doing something good. But I'm gonna have to break that promise right away and talk about some of the injustice, and one of them is that I'm an exception. And I don't particularly mean this in a good way. I'm an exception because both my parents have a PhD. And this means two things. The first one is that it's been very difficult to impress my parents about anything that I did in my life. And my mom is watching and she knows it's true. The second thing that this means is that I know how academia works. I've always been around academia. I've always been around universities. It's never been a problem for me to send an email to a professor. It's never been a problem to ask for an opportunity. It's never been a problem to know generally how to navigate this very complex system. That's an injustice. I think that there are a lot of equally and even more competent people than me that should have the exact same opportunities that I got in my lifetime or in my life at academia. And that's one of the things that we need to address. And this is what we're trying to do with the scholarship. And it's a very important point. I'm not every Black PhD student, and we need to take care of all of those that didn't have the same opportunities that I did. That's something that is very important to me. Now, one of the main problems with representation of Black students in academia is that there is a leaky pipeline, is what they call it. People drop off. Now, you might ask yourself why. You might come up with different answers. You might say that maybe they're not good enough. You might say that maybe they had all the opportunities. Well, the reality of it is that I think academia is a pretty hostile environment for Black PhD students. There's many reasons for this. One of them is the percentage of students that, sorry for the microphone, that receive an offer after the application, consistently lower for Black PhD students. And this is Imperial numbers, sorry. Also, in terms of managers, directors, senior officials, we have 0 Black people in these positions in the whole of the UK. The whole of the UK isn't doing particularly better in terms of professors that are Black, and the whole of the UK is not doing particularly better in the ways in which we treat Black people in academia. You have here a testimonial of a woman that was mistaken for a coffee lady within a university. And I've myself been mistaken for a mailman, I've been mistaken for a cleaning staff. There's many incidents like this where things happen, and it's just it makes you feel like you're not in the right space. It makes you feel like you don't deserve to be here somehow. And I don't believe that at all. I think that everybody that undertakes this scholarship deserves a spot in full. And this is one of the questions that, at least in my experience, comes up often with scholarship like this one is, do the people that get it deserve this? Is this a handout? I think that they've deserved it all along. We're not asking for anything more than we would ask of any other PhD student. We're just providing you with an opportunity to fix the injustice that has allowed me to reach this position and maybe has not allowed you. And this is something that I really care about deeply. And I hope that the ways in which we've designed the scholarship would allow us to pursue this ideal. Now, what we want with this is to allow students to feel at home. This is a lot of most of the members of the Black Doctoral Network. And just by having some conversation with each other, we have allowed to create a community where we have developed friendships, we have found ways to tackle some problems, and we have simply made ourselves feel at home in academia. And we need to further this work. It's important that we push it. I, as chair of the Black Doctoral Network, I'm very much looking forward to welcoming the new students that will come over the next few years and to provide them with any support that they would need. Today is a great day. Today we did something good, but it's only a step of the way. We need to do a lot more. But as I said, I'll try and stay positive. So, you know, thank you, everyone.